The tipping point. How little things can make a big difference. Malcolm Gladwell. The role of the few. The role of the few. 9. The one thing that Mayborn is not a persuader. Albert's motivation is to educate and to help. He's not the kind of person who wants to twist your arm. As he talked in fact, there were several key moments when he seemed to probe me for information to find out what I knew so he could add it to his own formidable database. To be a maven is to be a teacher, but it's also even more emphatically to be a student. Maven are really information broker, sharing and trading what they know. For a social epidemic to start, though, some people are actually going to have to be persuaded to do something. A good number of the young people who bought Hershey Puppy, for instance, were people who once upon a time wouldn't have been caught dead in them. Similarly, after Paul Revere had passed on his news, you can imagine that all of the men in the militia movement gathered around and made a plan to confront the British the following morning. But it can't have been an automatic process. Some people were probably gung-ho, so many have doubted the wisdom of confronting a trained professional army with your homegrown militia. Others, who may not have known Revere personally, might have been skeptical about the accuracy of his information. That almost everyone in the end fell in line with something that we would normally credit to peer pressure. But peer pressure is not always an automatic or an unconscious process. It means, as often as not, that someone actually went up to one of his peers and pressured him. In a social epidemic, Maven are data bank. They provide the message. Connectors are social glue. They spread it. But there is also a select group of people, salesmen. It is a skill to persuade us when you are unconvinced of what you are hearing, and they are as critical to the tipping of word of mouth epidemics as the other two groups. You are these salesmen, and what make them so good at what they do? Tom Gao is a financial planner in Torrance, California, just south of Los Angeles. His firm, Chap and Gao, is the biggest in its field in Southern California and one of the top financial planning firms in the country. He makes millions of dollars a year. Donald Momin, a behavioral psychologist who has written widely on the subject of persuasion, told me to look up Gao because Gao is mesmerizing, and so he is. Tom Gao happened to sell financial planning service, but he could, if he wanted to, sell absolutely anything. If you want to understand the persuasive personality type, Gao seemed to a good place to start. Gao is in his 40s. He's good looking without being pretty at all. He's of medium height, lean, with slightly saggy dark hair, a mustache, and a little bit of a hangdog expression. Give him a horse or a hat, and he'd make an excellent cowboy. He looks like the actor Sam Elliott. When we met, Gao shook my hand, but as he told me later, usually when he meets someone, he gives him a hug, or if it's a woman, a big kiss. As you would expect from a great salesman, he has a kind of natural exuberance. I love my client, okay? I'll bend over backward for them, Gao said. I call my client my family. I'll tell my client I've got two families. I've got my wife and my kids, and I've got you. Gao talks quickly, but in pitch and start. He's always revving up and gearing down. Sometimes, when he is making a side, he'll rev up even further, as if to put in his own verbal parentheses. He asks lots of rhetorical questions. I love my job. I love my job. I am a workaholic. I get here at 6 and 7 in the morning. I got out at 9 at night. I made a lot of money. I'm one of the top producer in the nation. But I don't tell my client that. I'm not here because of that. I'm here to help people. I love helping people. I don't have to work anymore. I am financially independent. So why am I here working these long hours? Because I love helping people. I love people. It's called a relationship. Our pitch is that his firm offers clients a level of service and expertise they have difficulty getting anywhere else. Across the hall from his office is a law firm affiliated with Cavish and Gao. They handle will and living trust and all other legal matters related to financial planning. Gao has an insurance specialty to handle insurance needs and stockbroker to handle investment and retirement specialist for world client. His arguments are rational and coherent. Moin has put together, in cooperation with Gao, what he called a financial planner's script book. Moin's argument is that what separates a great salesman from an average one is the number and the quality of answer they have to the objection commonly raised by potential client. He sat down with Gao, then the tape recorded all of the Gao's answers and wrote them up in a book. Moin and Gao calculate that there are about 20 questions or statements that a planner needs to be prepared for. For example, I can do it myself is one. And for that, the script book lists 50 potential answers. Aren't you concerned about making the wrong move and having no one there to help you? For instance, or I'm sure you do a good job at money management. However, did you know most wives outlive their husband? If something should happen to you, was she able to handle everything by herself? I can imagine someone buying this script book and memorizing which of these potential responses. I can also imagine that the same person over time getting familiar enough with the material that he begin to judge very well what kind of responses work best with what kind of people. If you transcript that person's interaction with his client, he would sound just like Tom Gao because he would be using all of Tom Gao's words. According to the standard way by which we measure persuasiveness by the logic and appropriateness of the persuader's argument. That should make the people using the script book every bit of persuasive as Tom Gao. Is that really true? What was interesting about Gao is the extent to which he seemed to be persuasive in a way quite different from the content of his words. He seemed to have some kind of indefinable trait, something powerful and conscious and irresistible that goes beyond what comes out of his mouth and make people who meet him want to agree with him. It's energy, it's enthusiasm, it's charm, it's likability, it's all those things, and yes, something more. At one point, I asked him whether he was happy, and he fairly bounced off his chair. Very, I am probably the most optimistic person you could ever imagine. You take the most optimistic person you know and take it to the 100th power. That's me. Because you know what? The power of positive thinking will overcome so many things. There are so many people who are negative. Someone will say, you can't do that. And I'll say, what do you mean? I can't do that. We moved up to Ashland, Oregon, a little over 5 years ago. I found a house we really liked. It had been on the market for some time and it was a bit expensive. So I said to my wife, as you know what, I'm going to make a ridiculously low offer. And she said, they are never going to take that. I said, maybe not. But have we got to lose? The worst thing they can say is no. I'm not going to insult them. I'm going to give them my little pitch of here why I'm doing this. I'm going to make it clear what I'm suggesting. And you know what? They accepted the offer. As Gao told me this story, I had no difficulty at all seeing him back in Ashland, somehow convincing the seller to part with his beautiful home for a ridiculous price. Gosh damn it, Gao said. If you don't try, we'll never succeed. If you don't try, we'll never succeed.